Have you ever wondered why Chinese heroes don't wear capes? Think about it. While blockbuster films like Ne Zha 2 are smashing box office records and video games like Black Myth are creating a global buzz, there's something unique happening in the realm of Chinese hero stories. Imagine the wild, unpredictable energy of legends like Sun Wukong and Ne Zha, figures who defy tradition and embody a spirit of rebellious individuality. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, doesn't Sun Wukong sport a cape in some depictions? And aren't there plenty of American heroes who don't wear capes either? Those are fair questions, but what if I told you that by the time this video wraps up, you'll finally understand exactly what I'm trying to say? Today, we're kicking off an exploration into why Chinese heroes break away from the classic cape-wearing mold that defines many American superheroes. In this video, we'll dive into how these cultural differences shape everything from their mission and morality to the very origins of their powers. Stick around, because by the end, you'll understand exactly what these differences say about how each culture views heroism and the power of storytelling. Alright, let's jump right into the heart of it. When we talk about Chinese heroes like Sun Wukong and Ne Zha, their mission is all about fighting for themselves. They're not just battling villains, they're challenging destiny and breaking free from traditional constraints. These characters symbolize a deeply personal quest for identity, a rebellion against the fate that society has set for them. Now, compare that to the classic American superhero. Think of Iron Man or Superman. While each has a unique personality, their stories are driven by a commitment to protect society and uphold justice. Their mission is collective, a responsibility to save others, to maintain a social order that values the well-being of everyone. Imagine an American hero stepping up to shield an entire city, driven by a sense of duty that transcends personal ambition. This difference in missions isn't about one being better than the other, it's about how each culture views the role of a hero. Chinese heroes remind us that individual rebellion can be a powerful statement against a predetermined destiny, while American heroes embody the spirit of collective salvation. And here's the intriguing part. These divergent missions set the stage for a whole range of moral and philosophical differences that we'll dive into next. Stay with me, because understanding these core differences will completely change the way you see heroism. When we dive into the moral fabric of heroism, American superheroes are built on a foundation of clear-cut ethics. Think about it. Characters like Superman or Captain America are defined by an unmistakable duty to protect the innocent and uphold justice. Their missions are driven by a binary understanding of good versus evil. Every action they take is a stand against darkness, a commitment to saving others. Now, contrast that with Chinese heroes. Here, the moral lines aren't as sharply drawn. Take Sun Wukong, for instance. His legendary chaos in the heavenly court wasn't about a noble quest to rescue or protect. It was a personal rebellion born out of a desire for respect and recognition. Or Ne Zha. In the original 16th century tale, he starts a war with the Dragon King not to save his community, but because he's a hot-headed kid who killed a dragon prince by accident. No grand moral mission, just raw, messy humanity. Yes, you heard that right. These heroes' actions often stem from the willful expression of their individuality and ambiguous moral choices. Is that heroic? By Western standards, maybe not. But in Chinese storytelling, their rebellion isn't about good versus evil. It's about individual dignity versus rigid hierarchy. This nuanced approach challenges our conventional ideas about heroism. It's not about who's better, it's about understanding why these stories matter. Let's now dive into where these powers come from. In American superhero tales, powers are often gifts from the outside world. Consider Spider-Man, who gets his abilities from a radioactive spider bite, or Superman, whose alien heritage defines his strength. Even tech-based heroes like Iron Man see their power as a product of innovation and chance. It's almost as if, in America, extraordinary abilities are stumbled upon. A random twist of fate that suddenly transforms an ordinary person into a hero. This randomness mirrors the fast-paced, sometimes unpredictable spirit of American progress. Now, shift your focus to Chinese heroes. Here, power is not an accident, but a hard-earned achievement. Chinese legends show heroes like Sun Wukong and Ne Zha gaining their abilities through years of intense training and inner cultivation. Imagine having to work relentlessly, mastering both martial skills and spiritual discipline to unlock your true potential. Their strength comes from a deep connection to tradition and personal growth, a journey marked by hardship and self-improvement. This contrast in the origin of power tells us a lot about cultural perspectives. American stories celebrate the sudden, serendipitous spark that changes everything, while Chinese tales honor the long, arduous path towards self-mastery. Do you know what happens to Chinese superheroes in the end? They return to the very collective they once rebelled against. Yes, you heard that right. If you want to learn more about the fate of these heroes, just let me know in the comments below. In American stories, philosophy tends to be clear-cut, good versus evil, with heroes defined by their unwavering commitment to justice. They're often portrayed as beacons of certainty, standing tall with a single-minded mission to defeat darkness, and their journeys conclude with a definitive triumph of righteousness. Now consider the Chinese perspective. Here, philosophy is far more nuanced and complex. Chinese heroes embody a dynamic interplay between individual defiance and the inevitable pull of the collective. Their stories aren't about clear, unyielding moral boundaries. Rather, they explore the tension between fighting against a predetermined fate and eventually returning to the community. This dialectical unity, where personal rebellion ultimately finds its resolution in collective harmony, reflects a belief in balance and interdependence. So, what exactly is this superhero cape I mentioned at the start? It's not a literal garment, but a symbol of honor bestowed by the collective, a badge of recognition from everyday people. In America, we often see our heroes defined by their dramatic rescues and iconic looks. But in China, heroes tell a different story. They rebel fiercely against outdated traditions and, after all that defiance, ultimately return to the community they once challenged. This isn't about who's better. It's about understanding that for Chinese heroes, true heroism lies in embracing the spirit of resistance and the courage to transform, even if it means rejoining the very society they fought against. Today, we've taken a deep dive into the cultural contrasts that shape superheroes in both China and the United States. We examined how their differing missions are rooted in unique moral beliefs, explored the diverse origins of their powers, and uncovered how even their endings reflect distinct cultural values. Now, I'm curious, do you have any additional insights or perspectives on these differences? Let me know in the comments below. In our next episode, we'll explore the vast differences in how Chinese and Americans approach work. This is one contrast that's sure to shock you. If you want to explore more about the cultural differences between China and the US, click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.